All right, Zatima fans. Now, yesterday was certainly a confusing day, to say the least, when it came to the new episodes that were supposed to drop. I mean, we had episode 5 and 6, game changers and no more lies, but unfortunately, we were left stunned in terms of, okay, so did I just watch the wrong episode? Where's the real episode 6? Last night I posted a video going over my review for the quote unquote leaked episode. I don't know, it could have been episode 11 or 12. Some people are saying that, Jeremy, I think it's like episode 10 or 9. And no, this was clearly a season 3B episode. The main reason being none of the scenes from that leaked episode were present in the trailer, because the trailer for season 3 was really just the first 10 episodes. So that's pretty much how I deciphered it. Now, I cannot tell you exactly who's responsible. I know that in terms of the leaked episode, I saw it on Prime Video, because when you click on episode 6, they had the wrong episode. Some people were saying that it was on Apple as well, but I pretty much broke down how I saw it, because everybody seems to have their own different experience. Because and look, I don't blame you, not everybody has all these streaming platforms, because they're pretty expensive when you add them all up together. But real quick, I saw episode 5 on BET Plus. Episode 6 wasn't working, so then I decided to go to Prime. For whatever reason, I could log into my Amazon account, but Zatima wasn't working for me at that moment. So then I went to Apple, and that's how I saw the correct episode 6. Then a few people messaged me like, yo, do you know what's up with Prime? I went back to Prime, I clicked on episode 6, and it was the leaked episode. But I forgot what time of the day it was, because I feel like these issues were either spread out during the day or, whatever. It was a lot of confusion, but to the point of why I'm making this video, I would not be surprised if this was done on purpose. Yeah, I mean, I come up with theories. I might be that conspiracy guy, the Tyler Perry conspiracy guy or what have you, but I personally would not be surprised in the slightest if this quote unquote leaked episode was put out there with the intention to get fans riled up. Now, when I think about specifically last week, I know on Twitter I was getting some flack about not quote unquote loving Zatima season 3 so far. I thought it was just okay. Week 1, okay, couple of 7s. Week 2, a 5 and a 3 episode score. I'm like, this season ain't hitting it. I mean, I understand some seasons have slower starts than others. It's all about setting up the bigger storyline. But in terms of the hype and then the fact that the show had been gone for over a year, it just wasn't living up to what fans had expected. And I made a couple videos like, is season 3 off to a slow start? I forgot the other video, but it was basically, I dropped 2 videos within the span of like 4 days, both going over, whether or not the show still has it and why I felt the way I felt. And I'm not saying I'm the cause of this, but this is a big platform. But combine my videos along with the numerous people on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, probably even TikTok, who were talking about the show. Just, every time I go on Twitter, like on Thursday morning, I'll see on the right-hand side in the suggested topics, like Zatima's lackluster episodes or Zatima cliffhanger endings question. Basically, the show, for whatever reason, I don't know what's going on this season, the cliffhangers just ain't doing it. Like, maybe one episode will have a good cliffhanger, like when Jeremiah attacked Fatima or the Bryce car crash. But then the very next episode, the cliffhanger would just be so random. It's not even like compelling. It's just like, okay, they're going to cut off just randomly like The Sopranos or something. But fans really weren't feeling the show. Yes, I know it's still trending. Yes, I know it's still like #1 on BET Plus. But in terms of like the fan responses, it's mixed at best. They're probably like, you know what, we gotta do something. I mean, we gotta find a way to turn this boat around. Like, we know we're setting up something good, but the ride to get there has been pretty bumpy, and then the fans are kind of falling off. So let's just quote unquote leak an episode that will really be good. And I gotta tell you, that leaked episode was very, 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 very good. Very good. I gave it a 10 out of 10 if I'm not mistaken. And I think there are like two more reasons if you want to follow me on this as to why I feel like this was staged. This episode showcased Zach in jail for quote unquote murdering his brother. So he's in jail right now. And we have a scene where, Preston goes to visit him, and he's like, in one of those little interrogation room style kind of things. Isn't it a coincidence that in Sistas, the season 8 opener was all about the interrogation room full of the detectives and the other characters, and you have Zach and Fatima in there. And then by the end of the episode, these two decide to work together so they can quote unquote solve Gary's murder. And then at the end of the episode of Zatima, you have Connie taking Fatima possibly to the spot where Zach beat up Jeremiah because she isn't convinced that Zach murdered his brother. So it's one of those things where they're probably going to try to solve the quote unquote murder themselves. It just seems to line up perfectly. And then the final, look, to me personally, this is the primary reason or the most convincing piece of evidence that has me going, nah, this was staged. This was done on purpose. Prime Video and allegedly Apple TV both had the leaked episode. Okay, so they put out, 5 and 6, but episode 6 was the wrong one. I woke up around 6:55 Thursday morning, and I woke up to a bunch of inboxes about the episode. People on, big sizable Instagram accounts were posting clips of the episode on Twitter as well. And it was making the rounds. Like, I literally woke up to the headline, Zatima episode confusion. You cannot convince me that a platform as big as Prime or Apple and the people at Viacom and whoever were not aware of this screw up. The episode was available for pretty much all of yesterday. Now, I know that late morning, early afternoon, BET Plus, the Zatima episodes weren't working for a lot of people because it's like they said, well, at least on my end, it's like, okay, sorry, video's not available. To be honest, I only use my laptop. I didn't bother checking the app on my TV or phone, so there's that. But basically, I wasn't able to access any of the episodes at that point of the day. I'm like, oh, okay, they must have, realized what's going on. But I'm like, nah. Prime Video, has way more subscribers than BET Plus, but then again, a lot of people have a BET Plus subscription through Prime, whatever. But yeah, the fact that the episode was made available all day, nah, I'm not buying it. This was staged. This was a plan, and I gotta say it worked for me personally, because for the most part, aside from the obvious confusion, because at this point there are a lot of people who have still not seen the real episode 6, which I have a review up on the channel, of course, if you want to check that out. But yeah, this was definitely staged in a bid to get people talking about Zatima once again. I mean, I think for me, Preston was definitely the highlight of the episode. It really was. And yeah, there are a bunch of missing pieces to what, led up to the episode that got, leaked. But I think this was a way to have fans going, okay, that episode was a banger. Now I really need to pay attention to episodes 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, because it's all going to come together. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you believe that Viacom or whoever leaked that wrong episode on purpose? Do you think it was an honest mistake? But like I said before, I don't think it's a convincing statement to say it was an accident, because again, I've been contacted in the past before for a certain post on like Instagram or whatnot, where they're like, "Hey Jeremy, we accidentally released the trailer for a Sisters episode that's 2 weeks from now, not the one that's next week. So if you could please take that down for us, we'd appreciate it." Yeah, that's happened before. But in terms of a freaking episode of the number one Tyler Perry show outside of Sisters, nah. This was staged. So let's talk about it in the comments, like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.